So, what's your name?
My name is Kevin Ferguson.
Yeah, how long have you been at the Kolbe House?
I have been at the Kolbe House now a little over a year.
Oh, that's good. How did you feel when you got here?
When I first got here, I was very happy and pleased to be a part of a Catholic halfway house. I had stayed at a halfway house for a year in Houston before I came here because I had lost my job during COVID, and I decided that after I lost my job, I needed to go back to halfway house because I'd spent a year in Harris County Jail. So I went back, and a Christian environment's a good environment, but a Catholic environment is a far better environment. Here you have a lot more freedom at Kolbe House to pursue your life and get your life back on track compared to other halfway houses.
So, how is the house itself? Is it a good place to live?
I think so. I mean, I think Kolbe House is definitely a place where, it has a good neighborhood. So around where we live, our neighbors, there are families, there are people who go to work every day. So it's a safe, suburban environment that allows me the opportunity to feel like I'm a productive member of society that has a path forward for me as a person.
Well, speaking of your path forward, what are you working toward? What's your hope for the future?
So my hope for the future is probably like every person that's in middle age is that, to save some sort of money or have some sort of money for retirement. Before I lost my job, I was working, doing work for, petroleum refineries, Citgo Petroleum Refinery, and I lost my job like everyone else did during the pandemic. And it wasn't easy, to lose my job because I was focused on, trying to build something for myself in terms of money, in terms of savings, in terms of, I guess trying to go through, not going through retirement. I'm too young to be a retirement. But those are the ways I was thinking, and that kind of fell apart. But that's not, something that beyond other people and the things that they have to go through too. So, yeah.
So, is the Kolbe ministry and the CRISP program that you're in? Mm-hmm. You feel like those are helping you get in that direction of where you're trying to go?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the thing about getting out that I could compare to. How is it like when you're a person who's been through, county jail, TDC? What is life like? It's like getting on a skateboard. There's risk involved. You can't go too fast too soon, or you may fall and hurt yourself. And being here, I feel as if I have the opportunity to get back on my feet. Because I had done that when I got out of county jail. I got back on my feet, got a good job, was doing the right thing, but then COVID happened, life happens, and it kind of fell apart. And so now I have to, it's not to use a metaphor, but, kind of get back on the skateboard, go along, on the concrete and not try to go too fast so I hurt myself. But then again, I want to make sure I can do everything everyone else does.
And living here has given you an opportunity also to grow in your faith?
Yes.
What kind of opportunities do you have?
Oh yeah. So to be a part of St. Max, a parish like St. Max, is important for me. Growing up here in Houston, I went to Holy Ghost Catholic School. I went to Corpus Christi Catholic School. and also graduated from straight Jesuit. And after you kind of go through your educational, your parochial life after that experience becomes, something you have to pursue on your own. Here, there's an environment that's more structured, and we also have Mass that's held here at Kolbe House every Tuesday night. So from a spiritual perspective, it makes it so much easier that you don't have to think about going to Mass, confession. There's no anxiety. There's just, something real simple in terms of a spiritual development that requires very little of a person, other than to attend.
And you've got opportunity to deepen your understanding of the faith and to serve and all of that sort of thing?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like, there are people here in the community in Northwest Houston, where we live now, that are great people. I'm glad I've gotten to know them. To talk about my development within a parish or in spiritual life is always those around me. It's never so much something that I had brought upon myself, but it was brought upon me by others.
Very good. And where to from here?
Before I was arrested, I was living here in west side of Houston. So I've lived in West Houston, kind of in this area, but just a little bit south for about the past 10 years, 11 years. So I'm not uncomfortable being here. It's still the same neighborhood and it's still the same place. It's just, it takes time for an individual to work their life back into, the place that you want to be as an individual. And what I mean by that is, there are bumps along the road in life. There are mistakes that people make, including myself. Oftentimes people feel as if the mistakes I've made are something that I can't move past. I don't know how I would move past them, but to repair and to mend a fence and to find a way to find happiness again and joy and pleasure in life is something that I look forward to. So that's the type of spiritual condition that I'm looking to find from my experience.
Good. Well, it sounds like you're glad you have this as your home, at least for the time being, huh?
Yes, very much so.
Well, God bless you, Kevin, and thank you for sharing your testimony with us.
Thank you, Jeff.
Right.